In a small town surrounded by rolling hills, lived Thomas, a poor but kind-hearted man. He worked tirelessly, fixing broken chairs and tables in a small workshop. Despite his hard work, he barely earned enough to buy food. One evening, as he walked home, hungry and tired, he noticed a small leather bag lying on the ground near an old oak tree. Curious, he picked it up and opened it. Inside was a large sum of money. His heart pounded. This could change my life. I could finally buy enough food and repair my little house, he thought. But deep inside, he knew the money did not belong to him. Instead of keeping the money, Thomas rushed to his tiny home, where his daughter, Lily, was waiting. "Father, you look worried," she said, placing a gentle hand on his arm. Thomas sighed and explained, "I found a bag full of money, but it's not mine, Lily. Someone out there must be desperate to find it." Lily smiled and said, "You always tell me honesty is the most important thing. I believe you'll do the right thing." Her words gave him strength. Without hesitation, Thomas decided to take the money to the police station the next morning. The next day, Thomas set off early, carrying the bag tightly in his hands. As he walked, Mr. Carter, the town's wealthy merchant, saw him and smirked. "A poor man like you wouldn't return lost money, would you?" he mocked. Thomas looked at him calmly and said, "Honesty is worth more than gold, Mr. Carter." As he continued walking, the townspeople whispered among themselves, amazed by his integrity. When Thomas arrived at the police station, Officer Reynolds greeted him. "Sir, I found this bag near the oak tree. Someone must be looking for it," Thomas explained. Just then, a well-dressed man entered the station, looking distressed. "I lost a bag of money. It had my savings for my son's surgery," he explained. Officer Reynolds checked the bag and smiled. "Is this it?" Tears welled up in the man's eyes. "Yes, thank you." Who returned it? When Thomas stepped forward, the man grabbed his hands and said, "You are an honest man. Please let me reward you." At first, Thomas refused any reward, but the man insisted and gave him a generous amount as gratitude. With this money, Thomas bought new tools for his workshop and enough food for Lily. The townspeople, moved by his honesty, began to bring him more work, and soon, he was no longer poor. One evening, as he sat with Lily under the same oak tree where he had found the bag, he smiled and said, "Lily, honesty may not make you rich instantly, but it brings the greatest reward, respect and peace of heart." And from that day on, Thomas was known as the most honest man in town, and his life was forever changed.